Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. You are early today, Baba.
My work got over early today.
I'll pray to Allah that you finish your work early every day.
That's so sweet of you. So, what are you doing now?
Nothing. I finished all my homework some time back and I was thinking of watching TV.
That's good. Then let us watch the TV together then.
No, Baba, I don't find the shows on TV interesting. I like your stories more than that.
MashaAllah, that's very good. It's important that you learn the works of the prophets. You can learn so many things from their lives.
It is true. In fact, my friends also love the stories of prophets.
Huh? Are you telling the stories to your friends too?
Of course I am. They always beg me to tell them the story of prophets. I tell them during our breaks.
MashaAllah, you are such a good boy.
Can you tell me another story today, please?
Insha'Allah, I will. Which was the story that I told you yesterday?
You told me the story of Prophet Sulaiman yesterday.
Then the next one is going to be the story of Prophet Isaiah alayhi salam.
Who was he, Baba?
Prophet Isaiah lived after the time of Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. He is one of those who prophesied about Prophet Isa alayhi salam before he was born. Now listen carefully. Bismillah. The story of Prophet Isaiah alayhi salam. Prophet Isaiah alayhi salam lived during the time when King Hezekiah was ruling the country. Hezekiah was a good king and a faithful follower of Allah. He also listened to Isaiah alayhi salam and sought advice from him. The kingdom prospered under the good king and the people liked him very much. One day the king became sick with an infected foot. It was during this time that he heard a terrible news. The messenger ran into the palace and he shouted, "King Sennacherib of Babylon is coming to attack us." It was true. The evil King Sennacherib was approaching Israel with an army of 60,000 men. The king got worried when he heard about the news and he asked the prophet, "Why did Allah reveal to you about Sennacherib and his army?" "Nothing," said the prophet. "He has not yet revealed anything to me." The king was sad. Even if he had to fight, he could not because of his sick leg. That night when the prophet was praying, he received a revelation from Allah. Next, the prophet went to meet the king to pass on the message. "Allah wants you to appoint a successor, for your end is near." When the prophet told him this, the good king turned to the Qibla and he started praying with a sincere heart. "O Lord of Lords and God of Gods," he prayed, "you know what is better than I do. My open acts and secrets are with you." When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heard the sincere prayers of Hezekiah, he felt compassionate for him. That night when the prophet was praying, Allah revealed to the prophet that he was going to extend the life of Hezekiah for another 15 years. God wanted him to extract the water of the fig and apply to his sore. He also revealed that the king would be saved from his enemy. The next day, the prophet rushed to inform the king about the good news. When the king heard about this, he was overjoyed. The king applied water of the fig on his sore as he was commanded. It was a miracle. The sores got cured immediately. The king was happy now. He prostrated on the ground praying, "O Lord, you grant mercy and answer the prayers of the troubled ones." The next day, King Sinharib was shocked to find his soldiers lying dead on the ground. Allah had done what He had promised the Prophet. No one was alive except for the king and 5 of his companions. King Hazkiah arrested them and took them back to his kingdom. He put Sinharib and his companions in shackles and displayed them in his kingdom for 70 days. After 70 days, Allah revealed to Prophet Isaiah to send Sinharib and his companions back to their country. When the Prophet informed Hazkiah about this, he released them immediately. When Sinharib returned to his people, he gathered all of them, including his ministers and advisors. He then told them about what had happened, how his soldiers were killed and how he was shackled and displayed for 70 days. The priests and his magicians came forward and told the king, "We warned you before about their God and their prophets," they said. "But you did not listen," said another. "It is a nation which nobody can overcome." Sinharib was afraid now, and he never ever thought of attacking the land of Prophet Isaiah again.
MashaAllah, that was a great story.
I'm glad you liked it, my son.
Hazkiah was such a good king. Isn't that why God helped him so much?
Yes, my son, he was a good Muslim and a faithful follower of Allah. Now, shall I ask you a few questions?
I'm ready.
All right, now tell me the name of the king who attacked Israel.
It was King Sennacherib of Babylon.
That's correct. What was Hazkiah's sickness?
The king became sick with an infected foot.
What did Allah reveal to the Prophet first?
Allah revealed to the Prophet that Hazkiah's death was near and that he should appoint a successor.
That's wonderful. And did he appoint the successor?
No. When Hazkiah heard about the revelation, he prayed to Allah and he got cured. God then gave him another 15 years to live.
How was Sinharib and his companions punished?
They were shackled and displayed in Israel for 70 days.
And what happened after that?
They were released and they returned to Babylon.
Did Sinharib attack Israel again?
No, he was afraid of the gods and prophets of Israel, and he never attacked again.
MashaAllah, you gave all the right answers today.
Thank you, Baba.